Actor who stars in two upcoming films, Smila's Sense of Snow, opening February 28th, and The Hunchback on TNT in March. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the always entertaining Richard Harris. Richard. Do you ever sing that anymore? Do you ever sing that song?
No.
Do you ever go anywhere and just sing it for the heck of it?
No.
Would you like to sing it here tonight? Come on, sing it here. Come on, sing it here tonight.
Definitely not.
You look good. You look great. You always, I'm very impressed by you because you have that joie de vivre. You have that robust love of life, and it shows. And I'm happy to have you here again.
So every time I come on your show, we get letters from Random House and Simon & Schuster saying, please put all these down on paper.
There you go.
We want to do an autobiography.
Yeah.
So I said, why just turn on the David Letterman show and there it is. You got my whole life ahead.
Now, haven't you written a book? I thought you had written a book.
No.
Were you considering writing a book? Everybody.
No.
Peter O'Toole's written like book after book after. It's like an encyclopedia.
It's a great book.
Yeah.
O'Toole's two books are great. Are absolutely wonderful.
You know, I'm looking at you there and tonight more than ever, you look to me like Ernest Hemingway. Look at this guy. Paul, doesn't this look like Ernest Hemingway to you? With the turtleneck there and the hair and the beard? Yeah.
But I'm not going to kill myself.
No.
Not yet.
Tell me about your, went back to Ireland not so long ago?
Well, you know, I always I save stories.
Good.
And I went back to Ireland, and now this is, none of you are going to believe this. This is a true story.
All right.
I swear to God this is true. None of you are going to believe it. But there are 5 guys in Ireland. And when I grew up at school, 5 guys in Ireland were called the 5 Musketeers. And every single year we meet to celebrate our non-graduation from school.
This is great. Been going on since you were kids.
Yeah, we didn't graduate at all. So we'd always meet every year, and we agreed we'd meet, and we'd go to the 4 pubs that we spent our youth in, where we had our first drink, our first vomit, our first girlfriend, our first love affair, our first this, and we went to those 4 pubs.
Do you know the names of the pubs? Can you remember the names?
Yes, I do. Wait a while now.
Don't want to know.
No, yes, I do. I'll tell you in a second. So, now, one was called Dirty Nelly's, one was called Charlie St. George's. You want some more?
Yeah.
There's 2 of them. Now, what we used to do was this. We swore, therefore, as life went on, that when we died, the remaining 4 of us would take the dead body, on a pub crawl. I swear this is true. Last October, the first one of us died. Yeah. Mossy Curtin died. So I fly back to Ireland, and we go to his wake, and he's lying on the kitchen table, and he's lying because we have a great way of celebrating death in Ireland. It's passing through up there. We're going up there to a better place. I hope there's Guinness up there. I can swear that. So I tell you, it's true. So listen. So he's lying there, and he has the most beatified, contented smile on his face, lying on the table like that. And I said to his wife, Mary, I said, look, he's got this beautiful smile on his face. And I swear to you, this is what she said. She said, Dickie, because I was known as Dickie, you see. Dickie, she said, he died in his sleep. He doesn't know he's dead yet. Listen for the next one. Wait. And the next one was, she said, and if he should wake up in the morning and find he's dead, he'll have a heart attack.
It'll kill him.
It'll kill him. No, wait. The best is yet to come. So we all went into the parlor, and myself and the other 3 guys took the body, put it into a car, we promised, into the back of the van, and we took it to the 4 pubs. And we took the stiff out, we laid him up on the counter, cleaned the booze off, cleaned the people out, put him up on the counter, and I ordered the drinks. 3 Guinnesses, one large vodka and tonic, and a large whiskey for Mossy. So we take the drink, and we pour it over Mossy's face, and I swear, and I swear to God, that smile got broader and broader. I swear. Now, wait. Now, the pub was raided by the police. It was at 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning. This happened last October. And the police raided the pub about 4 or 5 in the morning. They came in and said, what the hell's going on here? What's going on here? Who are you? What's happening here? Give me your names and addresses straight away. He started taking down my name, and he came to Mossy. What's your name? And he said, don't pretend you're dead. What's your name?
Don't
I swear,
you're dead.
you're dead. What's your name?
Don't pretend you're dead.
I swear. I swear. I swear. And he reaches down and he takes the hand and he says, geez, he is dead. He said, right? And he said, pick up that stiff and take him out of here straight away. He said, and it's the first time, he said, that Mossy Curtin has ever been carried out of a pub sober. Wait now, wait. And the guy behind the bar said, but it won't be the first time he ever left this pub, he said, without buying his drink. Because, of course, he never bought the round, right?
So now will the tradition, it'll continue?
Yeah. I swear. But you know what worries me? What worries me was, because I intend to be the last to die. Who's going to take me on the pub crawl?
I'll take you.
Will you?
I'll take you.
Is
Me
that
and
a
Paul.
deal?
Paul, you and me,
Is that
we'll
a
take
deal?
Richard.
Man, sure.
To the 4 pubs?
We'll take you,
I'll give you
Ray.
the address of the
go.
4 pubs.
Yeah.
You'll
I'm
take
down.
me
We're
there.
down.
Bring the band.
Me and David, yeah.
Oh, and the band. Oh, that'd be cool.
You
Whatever
play
you say.
MacArthur Park over the body.
Absolutely.
And I'll have a beatific smile as well lying there right now.
In fact, let's get started on this tonight. What do you say? Just as a practice. Just as a practice run.
Love it.
Tell me, we mentioned Peter O'Toole, and every time you're on, you tell a story about Peter O'Toole. Every time he's on, he tells a story about you. And I know there's a great one, and all I remember it has to do with both of you dressing up in clergy to go see the other. You know what I mean?
I do.
One dresses like something.
I do. Well, I'll tell that story. Now, O'Toole is on tomorrow night here. Peter is on tomorrow. You got to watch this. You got to watch this. My Lord O'Toole, you got to watch him. He, years ago, way back, I think it was the early 60s, I was asked to do a play in London called Ball by Bertolt Brecht. And I thought it was all wrong. I thought I was wrong for this part, totally wrong for this part. Because, as a young guy, I used to get lots of girls and so forth, and I thought, but the character was for an obnoxious, ugly little man who couldn't pull a woman. I said, this is me. I can't be that. I mean, I could pull all the girls in the world. This is stupid. So I turned it down. One night I get a phone call from O'Toole, and he says, "Have you turned that part down, Mixer?" Because that's my nickname for him. He calls me Mixer. Have you turned that part? Have you turned the part down?
I thought it was Dickie.
No, he calls me Mixer.
Oh, okay.
He said, because I'm going to play it. I said, how can you play it? I mean, you're the world's most beautiful looking man. I turned it down because I was too attractive. You're stupid. Don't do it. You'll be a disaster. He did it. And I was doing a play. I picked another play to do. We both opened the same week. I got great reviews. I thought, he's going to die a death. I told O'Toole, don't do it. He got raves. I said, it's impossible. He couldn't get raves. He's totally miscast. So I thought I'd go and see it. I couldn't go and see it dressed as me, Richard Harris, because he'd be told I was there, and he wanted to know why I didn't go back and see him backstage afterwards. Because I knew I'd got to go back and say, you're terrible. I don't care about the reviews. You're terrible. You shouldn't have done it. You've just done Lawrence of Arabia. You shouldn't have done it. As the play went on, he was more magical, more mesmeric, and by the end of the evening, you thought, he's a genius. He's pulled it off. I better go. Oh, no. Oh, no, wait. The most important part was that I couldn't go dressed as me. So I went in disguise. And I went to a costumer, and I got a Roman Catholic priest's outfit.
That's right.
With the collar, the priest, the breviary, the rosary beads, the little cap. And I sanctimoniously sat up in the gallery. There was I with a friend of mine, watching the play, dressed as a priest. And he's brilliant. Now I want to go back and see him. He's going to say, why you come dressed as a priest? I'll have to tell him. I get a bench in the mouth from him like that, right? For distrusting him. But what I did was, I said to my friend, when the play was over, I said, take off your clothes quick, take off my clothes quick. I took off the clothes, I took off the priest's outfit, I made him take off his clothes, I put on his suit, his tie, and I went back and saw O'Toole, dressed with a collar and tie. End of story, cut. The following day, on the Nigel Dempster, on the William Hickey column on the Daily Express said, there was commotion yesterday in the matinee of Peter O'Toole's play Ball, where a Roman Catholic priest was seen to undress in the gallery. Wait! So O'Toole knew. but he said nothing to me for 7 years. And now I have a hit record called A Tramp Shining, a hit single called MacArthur Park. I decided to go on a concert tour. But I didn't know how good I'd do. So I booked a little concert hall up in a place called Scunthorpe, north of England, to try out to see, was I any good? I mean, could I sing the notes? Could I tell the stories? Could I hold an audience for 2 hours in a one-man show? And I'm up in this little hall in Scunthorpe doing the show, and I hear a commotion at the back of the hall. People laughing. So I stop the orchestra, stop the band, stop the orchestra. I said, what's going on back there? And a voice says, Mixer, I'm Peter O'Toole. I'm here dressed as a nun. It's true.
Cute. Very cute. You gotta write a book. You gotta write a book, buddy.
Let's see, Smilla's Sense of Snow opens February 28th, and The Hunchback on TNT in March. Always a pleasure. If you're around, come back tomorrow night.
I will. I got piles of more stories.
Good to see you, Richard. Thank you very much.
And watch your tool.
Richard Harris, American Fiscal and Ebert. Our first guest is a 7-time Academy Award nominee whose films include My Favorite Year and Lawrence of Arabia. He has also written the second installment of his autobiography entitled Loitering with Intent, The Apprentice. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, actor, writer, raconteur, Peter O'Toole. Peter? Peter, how are you?
Not too bad, and you?
What a lovely entrance, and it's good to see you again, and Happy New Year, and as always, thank you very much for coming by to say hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm all right. You must be excited about the publication of your the second installment of your autobiography.
Well, it's interesting because there are 16 photographs in it and not one caption
Really?
in the American edition.
Now, how did that happen? Is it like a little game or something?
Well, perhaps. Maybe it's just as prosaic as the publishers and the printers forgot. But these are gamey times.
This is the book right here. Go ahead, show them.
Yeah. See, lots of pictures and no captions.
Let me hold it up for you. Right there. So do you have any recollection as to who these folks might be?
Yeah. Sort of. Vaguely. But maybe, as you say, oh, I'll tell you about this fella. Perhaps it's a gimmick. Perhaps they're hoping that someone will find out the captions, enter a competition, and write them down, and the winner will get a copy of the book, properly captioned, but with no text.
It's just, it's... Oh, it's page after page. For example, who is that man? You know that man there?
Does anyone know that fella? Who is it?
Well, I mean, your book, maybe you'd have just a vague idea who it is.
I'm the foggiest.
Oh, so you mean they just put photos in that mean nothing to your life?
Not a thing.
They just went down to the file. We need a dozen photos.
I mean, that's a child murder, isn't it?
Let's talk a little bit about your, by the way, when you were with us in London, and that's been almost 2 years ago, I guess now, and you came in on the camel, people are still talking about that. That was a lot of fun. A lovely image, by the way.
I have a favorite memory of it, is you standing there with a ladder.
That's right.
And I thought, I didn't know it was a ladder. And then when you asked me why I hadn't used the ladder, I thought, oh. That's what it was. I didn't know what you were holding.
Yeah, I was told you needed a ladder to get off the camel, but I wasn't even sure that was a camel, so we're even. Tell me about your life as a child, early acting experiences, trouble that you might have got into pursuing your career, screwing things up a bit.
1955 found me as a novice young actor sharing a dressing room with a man who's in that book without a name.
Oh, that guy you remember.
Yeah, called Robert Atkins, a memorable man. He was a man who, amongst other things, did the entire canon of Shakespeare's works at the Old Vic, 36 plays between 1920 and 1925. And then we were sharing a dressing room. I was awed. We were doing a Dickens, Great Expectations. Robert was playing Pumblechook, and I was playing Jaggers. And Robert said to me, what's the next play, old son? And I said, we're doing Othello. He said, oh, Othello. Uh-huh. What part are you playing, old son? I said, I'm playing Lodovico, Robert. Oh, Lodovico. The clown who forgets the letter. Read the play, Act 4, Scene 1. Enter Lodovico, a trumpet sound. Othello says, who's blowing that trumpet? Enter Lodovico, the senators and Duke of Venice greet you, and hands a letter to Othello. And first night, it was going quite well. Who's playing that trumpet, says Othello. The Duke and senators of Venice greet you. And I felt my cloak held, and I thought someone was standing on it. So I gave it a great tug. And it was trapped in the arch. And the effect was to pull the entire set. Bang. And I could see no smoking. And the door out, and a couple of stage hands, and this blank wall, and debris.
Yeah, it's downtown Cyprus.
And out came Othello, blind with the boot polish, the black makeup, in a rage. And, of course, Robert hadn't done those 36 plays for nothing. He knew what could go wrong and who could make it go wrong. I'd forgotten the letter. I didn't have the letter.
You destroy the set and you don't have the prop.
So I was saying, I'm terribly sorry, Othello, but I was holding my cloak up. I don't have the letter. And Othello was pounding at the cloak. I said, no.
No mail for you today, Othello. Try FedEx tomorrow.
Right. No letter, no scene. No Desdemona, no play. No, Desdemona couldn't get on because there was no set for her to come on from. He was pounding away, and I saw Desdemona using a lot of initiative, poor little child, sobbing noisily, and she came tripping on from exactly the wrong spot.
Yeah.
And boom, and Othello was in a great fury, and he turned around and boom, and smashed her face.
Oh, my God.
And the lip went, and the tooth went,
Oh.
and there was blood, no smoking,
Yeah.
no letter, debris, and they had to pull the curtain down.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad idea.
And I was kicked out. I was sacked.
Well, you know, when something like that happens, when you look back on it, it's amazing that, you know, that you've been this wonderful success that you have. I mean, a setback like that, wouldn't you think, well, maybe this ain't for me? Wouldn't you? I tell you what, stay right there, and we'll do a commercial. We'll continue here chatting with Peter O'Toole. We'll be right back, folks. Here's a picture. Peter, introduce this gentleman to the folks.
That's my father.
Your father, at what age?
70.
70. And the women escorting your father?
I don't know.
You know who was here last night? It was Richard Harris, of course. And whenever Richard is on, he always goes on. And by the way, do you drink? Do you drink still? Do you have a drink every now and then?
Rarely.
Yeah. Now, we were talking to a bartender from New Jersey earlier who said the most popular distilled spirit, is vodka. Would that be your choice if you were to do a...
No.
What would it be?
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Or beer.
Whiskey or beer?
Yeah. Yeah. Harris and I did a photo session a few months back. And at the end of the shoot, he turned around to me and gave me a first edition James Joyce.
Very nice.
He's a dangerous bugger.
Now, there's a caption for a picture right there.
But he's the most generous and loyal of friends.
Yeah.
But there was a pretty thing. Last reported sighting of Richard was Dublin Airport. This is only a couple of weeks back, refusing to give an autograph to a woman who was very importunate. And the reason he wouldn't give the autograph is she wanted Peter O'Toole's autograph.
And he had that up his nose a little bit, huh?
But I think that's fair, because I was in the Alamo in Texas about 2 years back, wandering around doing nobody any harm. And the tour guide said, this is perhaps rude of me, but over there is that distinguished English actor who starred in Camelot. Mr. Richard Harris. Well, had Mr. Bowie been alive, I'd have borrowed his knife.
Loitering with Intent, the Apprentice. It's by our good friend, a fine man, a real gentleman, Peter O'Toole. Peter, good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back with Salma Hayek, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a seven-time Academy Award nominee whose films include, of course, Lawrence of Arabia and My Favorite Year. He has a new motion picture entitled Phantoms. It opens January 23rd. Here is the legendary Peter O'Toole. Peter. See you. Hi, Peter. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Welcome to the theater again. How are you?
Not too bad.
Did you have a nice holiday?
I did. Yes. I was going to go to Ireland, but I had to stay in England for a while.
What was your, when you were a kid, what were the holidays like then for you?
It's wonderful, I don't have to do anything at all. The Christmas before the war began. 1939. And I was 6. And I was determined to see if there was a Father Christmas. You call him Santa Claus.
Santa
But
Claus?
in Ireland and England we call him Father Christmas. Same fellow.
Yeah.
So I crept down the stairs, avoided my minder, and I was determined to see if this Father Christmas bloke did exist and was he coming. And I was crouched at the bottom of the stairs, and naturally I nodded off, and I heard noises. I thought, he's here. Open, switch, light, and there's my mother standing at the light. And this is the days when Christmas trees were put up only on Christmas Eve.
Right.
And there was my father sitting on the floor with a Christmas tree across himself and his bowler hat over one eye and brown paper bags. And I marched up and I said, "Daddy, is there a Father Christmas?" Well, he got up and went through the door. What I didn't know is he took a brown paper bag with him, which he obviously blew up. But all I heard from the shut door was a bang! He'd blown up the bag. And he came back in, looked at me very solemnly and said, "Peter, Father Christmas has just shot himself."
That's a cute story. Wow, as a kid, but the guilt you must have suffered all your life that Santa had killed himself in your kitchen. What a horrible thing for a kid.
No, I felt rather reassured. It proved he had been human.
In fact, he was there at one point. Sure, dead now, of course, but had been here earlier. You just missed him. He's now getting cold in the kitchen. Do you have and I feel like every time you're on here, I ask you the same thing. Do you have one of these great stories about when you were doing live theater? Just, it seems like you can't really do theater and not have a couple hundred of these stories.
Well, I can tell you of a theatrical fiasco in which I was involved, but for which I was not responsible. Honest.
That's fine, okay.
It was a queer piece. We were touring in the 50s, later 50s in England. The setting was a beach with, on one side, a door and a flight of stairs leading down to that beach. And the whole of the back was the ocean, the sea, with blue cyclorama and screens and scrim tending to be the sea, cunningly lit, with concealed lights being foam and phosphorus and ripples.
Wow, this is pretty good.
The curtain went up on Sylvia Sims and me in swimming gear, having appeared to have been in that sea, having had an early morning dip. I was Roger, and Sylvia was Pamela. And coming down the steps of the beach house and going towards a deck chair was Nicholas Meredith, a merry man. And Nick's lines, which have been burned into my memory, were, "Morning, Roger. Something about a deck chair. Austerity, poise, and comfort. The austerity is an illusion, the comfort is achieved only with difficulty, and the poise we leave to Pamela." Snappy stuff, yeah. Well, Nick had decided that he would address these lines while he was putting up a deck chair. Well, it was one of those wooden jobs, the old-fashioned with the canvas and the
Difficult.
struts. Yeah, difficult.
Unwieldy.
You have to stick into the notches
Right.
and finger jammers.
Quick kangaroo on you. Well, when it is, just whoops, it's kangaroo on you. Yeah.
Well, sometimes he got the chair up, sometimes not. At all times it was funny.
Yeah.
And over the weeks of this boring tour, it got funnier and funnier, as these things do. And Nick was a pathological giggler, which giggles he could conceal, in his view, by coughing.
Well, that's just fine.
Something about a deck chair. Austerity. And when he got hysterical, with fits of laughter, he would twist his hair And that meant, under no circumstances, could it conceive that I am... I'm laughing. So, we had a meeting because it was getting out of hand. It was the beginning of this very serious play. I said, no more laughs, really. It must stop. Because we were giggling, and as you know, it happens in the theatre. It's ridiculously unprofessional, but nevertheless, it does go on. Curtain went up, Sylvia and I came tripping on. Nick attacked the chair. Something about a deck chair. Austerity, boys, and and then to extricate himself from this comical nightmare, he improvised a line. He said, "I'm going to post a letter," and leaving behind a pile of canvas and timber, he marched resolutely into the sea. There was a palm tree. I popped behind the palm tree, thinking, I didn't do this. It's not my fault. On his progress into the sea, fully clothed, he kicked over a light. It sparked, smoke, a little flicker of flames. Sylvia just left the stage. I pretended I was disappearing and invisible behind the palm tree. Nick was floundering around in a burning sea. And onto the stage came a fireman, dressed from head to foot in firefighter's kit,
Of course, sure.
with that big brass helmet on, and the fire bell was going off, you know, the round brass job, and the hammer going gling, and he had an axe. And the whole thing was in flames. And the curtain came down, and that was the end of that very serious play.
Peter, you have a new film, Phantoms, opens on January 23rd. I hope it does very well for you.
Thank you very much.
The best for a happy, healthy 1998. Please come back anytime. Good to have you here. Peter O'Toole, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Martin Scorsese. Our next guest is an Academy Award-nominated actor who stars in the big blockbuster film Gladiator, currently in theaters. Here is the always entertaining Richard Harris. Richard. Did you know John Gielgud passed away, 96 years old on Sunday? Did you work with him? Did you know him? Were you friends?
Well, I tell you, I didn't know him at all. And because we came from a different generation of actor, he was part of the sort of the old style, sort of classical actor and so forth and that. And I didn't know him at all. He was renowned for his faux pas.
Mistakes? He would make silly mistakes?
At cocktail parties, at dinners, he would say the wrong thing at the wrong, at the wrong time. And
Kind of rings a bell here.
true.
Yeah.
So I was in the Bahamas, and it was his 90th birthday. And I thought, as an actor, out of respect, I should call him. So I got his number, and I rang him. And he actually answered the phone himself. And he sort of speaks like that, Jamaican. And he said, hello, 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 hello. And I said, hello, Sir John. Yes, it is. And I said, I've called. I said, my name is Richard Harris. Who? I said, Richard Harris. I've called you from the Bahamas to wish you a happy birthday, your 90th birthday. And we're very proud of you in the profession. Harris. He said, I don't know, Harris. I want you to Harris at all. He said, not at all. He said, well, there was a Richard Harris, an actor, I believe, but he was a rather rude, sort of crude, aggressive sort of chap. I don't suppose at all that it's you. You're so polite to call me. And there was a long pause, and I said, well, actually, Sir John, this is the Richard Harris who was rude, crude, and aggressive. It's the same man calling you now. There was a long pause, and I could hear this. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, dear. And then a pause, and he said, oh, he said, the folly in rumour. The folly in rumour. And then he said, well, it's very, very polite of you to call me, very, very, very charming of you to call me from, he said, have a nice day in Bermuda. And I said, well, actually, Sir John, I'm in the Bahamas. Oh, dear, oh, dear. He said, well, I believe the sun shines there, too.
Yeah, sure, why not? Very charming story.
Yeah.
You don't drink anymore, do you? Are you drinking?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't drink spirits.
You don't. So that means wine, beer,
I
maybe.
drink wine and beer and Guinness. Yeah.
And and how's your friend Peter O'Toole? He's not drinking now, or he is drinking now?
As Peter O'Toole said on this show one night, when you said, how is Richard Harris? O'Toole said, he's a very dangerous bastard. O'Toole is a very dangerous bastard. I met him one day on the street. He gave up drinking years ago. He's still off it, actually. And I met him on the street one day, and I swear this is true, and he said, and he was off booze, and I met him, and there's no doubt he'd been drinking all day and all night. Right? You could smell it, you could, from his body language. And I said, how are you, Peter? I hear you're off the booze. Ah, yes, he says, Richard. I am off the booze, he said. He said, you know, he said, I tell you, it's great. He said, if you want to stop the booze, do what I'm doing now. I said, what is that, Peter? He said, I'm a member of Alcoholic Anonymous.
Oh.
I said, is that good? He said, yes. He said, now I can drink under an assumed name. Oh, God.
When you were drinking, and say you would go into a pub, would there be trouble, or would there not? I mean, I know you are prone to trouble sometimes, but do you have a certain immunity because you're famous and you're Richard Harris, or was it just every man for themselves? When you would go into a bar, any kind of ever fight?
Well, yeah, many. But I was drinking in a pub in London. I was actually out in the street drinking up. I took my glass. It was kind of a nice summer's day, and there was some people there. And this girl comes out, and she was Irish, and she was trying to show off, and she was exceedingly rude to me. I mean, really, really, really rude.
I hate that.
I know.
Yeah.
And I said to her, young lady, listen, I said, let me tell you something. I said, I can forgive many things in my life. I can forgive rudeness. I can forgive insincerity. I can forgive lack of civility. But there's one thing I cannot forgive, and that is ugliness. And you are the ugliest woman I think I've ever seen in my life. Right? Wow. To which she ran into the pub, and she, with a group of people, and her boyfriend was there. She obviously told the boyfriend what I said. Out he comes with a bunch of people, right? He said, I hear you. He said, he was from Dublin. I hear you were rude. He said to my girl, why were you rude to my girl? You called her ugly, did you? You called her ugly. And he's pushing himself against me. I thought there's going to be a punch up here. So I went boom with my head. Boom, quick. And he went, hit the floor like that. He crashed against the floor, right?
Oh, my God.
And she danced around him like an Indian in a war dance, saying, Harris has killed me boyfriend. Harris has killed me lover. Harris has killed me fiance. So I got my pint of Guinness and I threw it over his face, and he kind of came through quickly. And then I said, taxi! And I into the taxi, gone like a fly.
Get out!
Out fast.
Oh, man. Hey, how about that? You're in the Gladiator movie. This thing's just a blockbuster, ain't it?
Huge.
Yeah, good for you.
Huge success.
Yeah. Gladiator, currently in theaters across the country. Good to see you. I hope you have a great summer, Richard.
I will.
Thank you very much for dropping by.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
Richard Harris. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fine. Our first guest is an Academy Award-nominated actor starring in the much-anticipated new film Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which opened today. Here's Richard Harris, everybody.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
You must be excited. You know, you've had many, many, many nights like this where the movie is opening, and it must be a big thrill. You probably never get tired of that, do you?
Never. No, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary movie.
This is like going to be one of the huge, big Christmas blockbusters of
I
all
think
time.
it may just be the biggest movie of all time.
What can you tell us about the Sorcerer's Stones? Did you read the book? Do you know Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I actually never read the books.
Mm-hmm. They're mostly for children, aren't
No,
they?
they're not. No, they're not. They're for everybody. But I think I've never read the books because I tried to. I mean, when I was offered the picture, the script was terrific, and then I thought I'd better read the book. The book was not my kind of reading. No, but I tell you, interestingly enough, and I thought, well, will I do it? Will I not do it? And then, of course, there's a complication of doing it because if you do one, you must do the whole lot.
Oh, there's going to be others, sure.
Yeah, well, there's 7 books.
Yeah.
Well, there's 5 written. There are 4 written, and she's got 3 to write. And so Warner's bought all 7. And if you do one, you must do them all. So if they decide to do 7, I'll be 85 or something.
That's all right. We had the.
They'll be wheeling me on the set with in a wheelchair with an oxygen tank.
Well, what do you think they do with Regis, for God's sake? The other night we had Harry Potter, the kid that plays Harry Potter.
Wonderful
kid. How'd you get along with him?
Super, really super. Do you know, I tell you that when I said I'd do the picture, do you know why I did the picture finally? Interesting story. There was a story on the. I'll tell you anyway. There was a story on the paper that said, a headline in the Daily Mail that said, every actor in the world is queuing up to be in Harry Potter, but typical Richard Harris, he doesn't want to do it. My granddaughter, who was 11 then, she's 12 now, she read the paper. She is passionate Harry Potter fan.
Right.
So she called me up and she says, Papa, she's got a hoarse voice, Papa, she said, Papa. I said, yes, sweetheart. If you don't play Dumbledore, I will never speak to you again. And hung up.
Oh, boy.
That was it. That was it. But I tell you, I'll tell you a funny story. You asked me how I got on with them. When I said I would finally do it, then the director, Chris, at Columbus asked me to come down the set to meet the kids. So I said, sure. So I went down and met the kids, and I played around with them for a while. And then he said, would you mind reading the scenes with them? I said, sure. So I read the scenes. They all sat around the table, and I read the scene. And when I finished reading and playing with them, the boy who plays Ron Weasley looked up at me, and he said, that was quite a good reading. I think you'll be quite good in this part.
Oh, well.
An 11-year-old, right?
Very nice. We'll be right back with Richard Harris. Everybody, what do you? And I'm not looking for anything in particular, but what do you think of young stars today? And I don't mean like child actors, but I mean like your matinee idol kind of guys today.
Ooh, Not too much.
Really?
No, not too much.
And why is that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that the young actor today has created a sort of an elitism around himself, and they have, they have bodyguards, and then they have the dietitians, makeup artists, hairdressers, and I mean, entourage like 20.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember once seeing Tom Cruise. He came into a place I was in once, and he's only about 5'1". No, seriously. And he was surrounded by 10 bodyguards who were 6'8".
Right.
Which made him smaller, even more diminutive. But they have this thing. I mean, I like when Harry Potter opened in London. The stars were all there, but they're there. I mean, they go to the opening of an envelope. You know what I mean by that? Yeah. And they sort of there to get their pictures on the paper. They don't care about the movie. Quite right.
I want to. Is it true that you were thrown out or barred from a hotel in Los Angeles, in Beverly Hills, for something that happened when you were staying there?
Which hotel? That hotel, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, Beverly Hills was one of them, yeah. Yes, I remember. Well, I was out there doing something or other, and I got drunk, naturally. And I was staying in the Beverly Hills, and I'm slightly dyslexic. And in those days, you could open, the doors didn't lock. You got a key, but you could leave without, locking the door of the suite. So I went to the wrong floor. And I thought I was going into room 217, and it was 712 or something. And I got in, and the lights were off and dark in the suite. And I thought, okay, and I took off my clothes, and I got undressed, and I was absolutely stark naked. And I went and I found the bedroom, and then I saw the bed, and I jumped onto the bed and lay back like that, and I heard, ah! And the lights went on, and I am lying between two very old married couple. He was here, she was here. And I looked, and he said, "What in God's name are you doing here?" And I said, if you get a good idea, wake me up, and I went to sleep.
When you're in New York now, and you want to go, say you want to go into a bar, just maybe for whatever you're going in there for. What is it like? I mean, it must create quite a stir when people see, oh, Richard Harris is here.
What I like really is nice, quiet bars. Get a nice, quiet bar. There's not too much noise, no music, and there's only a few of those around in New York now. But I found one. And I went in there one night, and the two guys behind the bar were actually from Limerick, where I'm from, right? And I went up and I sat at the bar. There was about 6 or 7 people there, and I was having my pint of Guinness quietly, and there was a girl sitting at the top of the bar, and all of a sudden the barman came and said, "The young lady up there would like to buy you a drink." And I said, "No, thank you. I'm by myself. I'd like to be by myself." So I drank away again, and then she moved up and she said, "Excuse me," she said, "but, I'd like to buy you a drink." So I said, "Well, okay." I said, "Okay, you can buy me a drink, providing I don't have to talk to you." Right? So the drink came, and I finished it. Another half an hour passed, and she moved slightly to me again. She said, she said, "You're by yourself." I said, "Brilliant observation." And I'm by myself. Equally brilliant. I said, "I can see that." She said, I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Excuse me. Let's get this clear. Are you trying to pick me up?"
Right.
And she said, "Yes." And I said, "How old are you?" She said, "I'm 28. And I said, "I'm 71. Why would a 28-year-old try and pick up a 71-year-old man? And she said, "Because I can't pick up anything else."
Oh, my God. I wouldn't worry about that. But it's great. I'm happy for you, because this is going to be a great movie, a very exciting film, and I'm happy you're here, and it's good to see you again.
You too.
You look fantastic. Come back again.
I will.
Thank you. Richard Harris, everybody. We'll be right back with George Carlin. Our next guest is a seven-time Academy Award nominee starring in a new film entitled Venus, and it's currently playing in selected cities. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Peter O'Toole. Welcome back. Good to have you with us on the program.
May I, first of all, David, congratulate you on Harry.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, sir.
And Harry's mother.
Yes, thank you.
And it's an amazing feeling, do you not find, to have a child in one's more mature years?
Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
Well, it knocked me out.
May I ask how late in life did you have children?
I had I had daughters when I was quite young, but I was over 50 before I had my son.
Yeah.
And it completely revolutionized my life.
Yeah, I was concerned about it, but now I think it seems to be just fine. Did you find that to be the case?
Granddad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Let me. When you're on the program, I always am fond and admire your life and your career, because you're kind of a guy who's led his life as he wants to, and I tried that until I was about 34 and realized, ooh, it's not going to work for me. But you are of the school and perhaps the heritage and the time where drinking was just something you did when you weren't doing anything else. Is that a fair way to express it?
And when you were doing something else.
Why not? Of course. And when you would go out for an evening, anything ever untoward happen? Like, would you the next day? Would you wake up in a? I mean, how did that work?
Many. Well, there's one in particular which I'm fond of. It's my friend, the late Peter Finch, and we were in Dublin together on the Lash.
Lash?
That means usually having a drop of something cheerful.
I see.
And then doing a lot of leaping and shrieking and saying, why not? And Finchy was living about a few miles out of Dublin, and I went back with him to his house where we were going to spend the night. And it was not too late, about 4-ish.
4 a.m.? Yeah.
And there was a tiny little hole-in-the-wall bar. And we thought we'd just drop in for the last one. Well, we went in and we had a couple of drinks. And the barman, and it was a tiny little, really dirty little place, he said, boys, you've had enough. You're having no more. So Finchy and I said, no, we're having much more. No, says he. You're out. So we bought the bar.
There you go. Problem solved.
The following morning, I woke up and Finchy said, do you know what we did last night, mate? I said, no. He said, we bought a bar. I said, what? So immediately on the telephone to cancel checks. But they'd not been cashed.
Oh.
So we went to the bar, and there was a man with the 2 checks. And he said, "Now, you two boys have got to behave yourselves." And we fell for him. I mean, he was such a sweet guy. And he hadn't bothered cashing. He gave us the checks back and we tore them up. About a year later, we used to pop in there every night on the way back to Finch's place. About a year later... about a year later, he died. So Finchy and I went over to Ireland for the funeral. And because we got to know him a little bit and his family. Went to the cemetery, and there was his group around the grave, the family sobbing noisily, and Finchy and I joined them on our knees. And a woman came up and tapped me on the shoulder, and we were at the wrong grave.
Sorry, it all counts. Oh, my. Had you... at any time during your life, speaking of that, at any time during your life, have you thought what you might like as a final message on your tombstone?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, this arrived in the 60s. I had an old leather jacket of which I was inordinately fond, and it was covered in Guinness and blood and, you know, the usual.
Yes, sir.
And I sent it off to the cleaner, or my wife sent it off to the cleaner, and it came back. And pinned on it was a large notice saying, "Sycamore Cleaners." Mm-hmm. It distresses us to return work which is not perfect. Mm. So I'm having that on my tombstone.
Oh, my.
That's my epitaph.
Lovely. Now, the movie Venus, which is currently playing in a handful of cities around the country, and I guess will be released wider shortly. Tell us about the film and who's in it.
Well, it's a film I love doing, and it's a film I do want people to see. It's quite a remarkable film. It's about a dirty old man and a sluttish young woman.
Well, there you go.
And you can guess which part is mine.
And there's a considerable age difference in the characters, isn't there?
Absolutely. He is a very old man, and she's a child. And what it is, in fact, the film is an examination of those cliches, dirty old man and all that. It's an examination of those cliches, and you'll see a beautiful story.
Now, I don't mean to pry, but in your lifetime, has there ever been a relationship for you like that, where the woman was quite young, much younger than you?
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Excellent. We're gonna show people a clip of the film here. Do you want to mention who might be in it or what we're going to see?
Well, yes, this is a young... This is a scene when this old guy, me, takes care of this 20-year-old girl. And she wants to be a model. Mm-hmm. And I get her a job as a model. But she's not the kind of model she had in mind. It's a nude model for people to paint.
Oh, yes.
And she insists that I leave the room. And I said, but no, I'm here to do that.
Oh, man.
Out.
Yeah.
So I'm thrown out. And I think it's after the bit I've been thrown out, you'll see.
All right, let's take a look. Venus, Peter O'Toole. Is everything all right? Oh, that's very cute. Well, I couldn't be happier for you. Looks like a wonderful movie, and currently playing in the selected cities, and then eventually around the country. Happy New Year! Thank you very much. Always a pleasure. Good to see you,
Happy New
sir.
Year to you, David.
Thank you
And
very
again,
much.
Many congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Peter O'Toole, everybody. We'll be right back with Mark Maron.
Spring was never waiting for us, girl. It ran one step ahead as we followed in the dance. Between the parted pages and we're pressed in love's hot fevered iron like a striped pair of pants. Arthur's Park is melting in the dark, all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have the recipe again. Oh no. I recall the yellow cotton dress foaming like a wave on the ground around your knees. The birds like tender babies in your hands, and the old men playing checkers by the trees. MacArthur's Park is melting in the dark, all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again. Oh no. There will be another song for me, for I will sing it. There will be another dream for me, someone will bring it. I will have the things that I desire, and let my passion flow like rivers through the sky. And after all the loves all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to make it, and I'll never have that recipe again.
Oh, come on. What do you think? Hey, buddy. Will Lee, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Webb. Oh, I loved it. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Paul Schaefer. 5:45. 5:45. What do you, let's do it again. Come on. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody.
Now, stay tuned for Craig Ferguson. This is Alan Coulter speaking. Good night, everybody.